This video contains excerpts from our playbook. Download it from our website. Welcome to our whiteboard drawing, Jump to 9.1.2 or higher, Virtualize production cluster in builds. This drawing describes how to install the current production software in the builds cluster. Let's start with a quick overview and review. This is an overview of the jump upgrade in virtualization. This drawing looks at virtualizing the current production cluster in builds. Here are the tasks for a jump to 9.1.2 virtualization and upgrade. On day 2, a figurative day, we virtualize and upgrade our Cucm cluster. Here are the individual tasks for virtualizing the production cluster in builds. Upload installation media for current production cluster, deploy VMs from OVAs, install publisher, and install subscribers. This is an overview of the jump lab described in earlier drawings. This drawing looks at activities in the builds cluster. We'll access the builds cluster using the builds jump server. Your builds cluster must exactly mirror your current production cluster. Here are configurations for a BE6000 with and without HA. The Enterprise 20 deployment is slightly more general. First, we need to upload the installation media for the current production cluster. Access your first ESXi host, Enterprise 20 ESXi-A. Double-click on the vSphere client shortcut. Enter the IP address of your ESXi host and use root and your password to log in. Click Ignore to any security warning. Select your ESXi host in the inventory and click the Summary tab. Under Storage, right-click on BE6K-A Data Store 1 and click Browse Data Store. Open the OVA ISO folder. Double-click on the Create a New Folder icon in the toolbar. Create a folder named Cucm CUC versions 4 to 8, or whatever's appropriate for your enterprise. Open the folder. Click on the Upload Files to this data store icon in the toolbar. Navigate to where the installation media is stored. Select the image and click Open. Next, we need to deploy the VMs from OVAs. Pub and Cucm1A go on Builds Collab A and host Enterprise 20 ESXi-A. TFTP-B and Cucm1B go on Builds Collab B and host Enterprise 20 ESXi-B. Select the Builds resource pool. Navigate to File, Deploy OVF Template. Click Next when the correct OVA has been selected. Review the template details and click Next. Select the correct size for the VM. For a BE6000, select Cucm1000 user mode -C200, including BE6000, and click Next. For a BE7000, other TRCs, or a specs-based solution, select the size based on your deployment. All VMs in the cluster should be the same size. The data store should be BE6K-A Data Store 1. The radio button beside Thick Provision Lazy Zeroed should be selected. Click Next. Builds Pub should be on the Builds Collab A network. Deploy the remaining VMs on the appropriate ESXi hosts and assign them the correct VLANs. Attach the installation media to the VMs. Right-click on Builds Pub and select Edit Settings. On the Hardware tab, select CD DVD drive 1. Check the box beside Connect at Power On. Select the Data Store ISO File Radio button and click Browse. Click OK again. Attach the installation media to all the VMs in the cluster. The publisher must be installed before we can install the subscribers. Select Builds Pub from the inventory and open a console using the icon in the toolbar. Start the VM using the green arrow icon in the toolbar. Builds Pub should start. Select Yes to perform a media check. When you click inside the console, your cursor will be stuck there. Press Ctrl-Alt to free your cursor from the console. Select Cisco Unified Communications Manager and press OK. Provide the static network configuration and press OK. For Enterprise 20, our VM pub has IP address 172.20.203.61 with a mask of 255.255.255.0 and a default gateway of 172.20.203.5. Press Yes to enable DNS. Enter the primary and secondary DNS servers and domain name. For Enterprise 20, we have only one DNS server at 172.20.100.101 with the domain enterprise20.ca. Press Yes to install a publisher. Provide the address of your NTP server and press OK. Provide an intra-cluster security password. You need this password for adding subscribers. Use the same security password as in the production cluster. We are not doing SMTP, so press No. The installation should take about 45 minutes. When it completes successfully, you can log in using the Platform Administrator username and password. Now we can install the subscribers. The subscribers have been deployed to the appropriate ESXi hosts, and the ISOs are attached. Now the subscribers can be installed. You can install all of the subscribers at the same time. You do not need to wait for an install to complete before moving on to the next. Here are the names and addresses for the Enterprise 20 jump cluster. The DNS is 172.20.100.101 and the domain name enterprise20.ca. First, you need to add the subscribers to the publisher. RDP to your build's Windows 2008 Server 1 jump server and launch whatever browser you use. Web browse to https://pub.enterprise20.ca/ccadmin. Click Continue to this website not recommended. If you browse using a name instead of an address, you can fix the certificate error. Click on Certificate Error and view certificates. Click Install Certificate and install the certificate in Trusted Root Certification Authorities. Log in using CollabAdmin and your password. Navigate to System, Server, and click Add New. Add the server names and provide descriptions. You should see all of your servers listed before moving on. We'll illustrate subscriber installation using Cucm1b. Select Cucm1b from the inventory and open a console. Start the VM using the green arrow icon in the toolbar. Select Cisco Unified Communications Manager and press OK. Provide the static network configuration and press OK. For Enterprise 20, our VM Cucm1B has IP address 172.20.204.63 with a mask of 255.255.255.0 and a default gateway of 172.20.204.5. Press Yes to enable DNS. Enter the primary and secondary DNS servers and domain name. For Enterprise 20, we have only one DNS server at 172.20.100.101 with the domain enterprise20.ca. Press No to install a subscriber. We added this server to the first node, also known as the publisher, so press OK. Press No to do the whole installation right now. Provide the name, address, and security password for the publisher and press OK. The installation should take about 45 minutes. When it completes successfully, you can log in using the Platform Administrator username and password. Select Builds Pub in Inventory and the Summary tab. Notice that VMware tools are out of date. There's nothing that can be done to update VMware tools prior to 8.6. Don't worry about this and move on. We've virtualized the production cluster in Builds. Next, we freeze changes on the production cluster and transfer its configuration to Builds. Coming up next, Day 2, jump to 9.1.2 or higher, production cluster change freeze. Thanks for watching.